Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we will be talking about the top 5 Halloween movies. Number 5, Monster House. Monster House is about 3 children who find an old house across the street that is actually a living, breathing monster. It's directed by Gil Kenan. The writers are Dan Harmon, and the screenplay was made by Rob Schrab and Amelia Petler. Also Dan Harmon. It was starring Sam Leonard as Chowder, Michael Musso as DJ, Steve Buscemi as Nevercracker, and Spencer Luke as Jenny. It was published in 2006. It has 263 reviews and 187 critic reviews. The popularity was 797. A few of the critics were BBCI Films, The Rolling Stones, San Francisco Chronicle, and the Los Angeles Times. Some awards: the Golden Globes USA, Academy of Science Fiction and Fantasy Horror Films, USA of course, and Academy Awards, USA. Also the Annie Awards, along with many more. The total box office sales was 140.2 million USD. Total amount of money was 140,175,600, while the production budget was 75 million. Number 4, Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus is about the Sanderson sisters who come back from being executed for performing witchcraft. They must find a way to stay on the earth for good. It's directed by Kenny Ortega. The writers were David Kishamuri for the story, Mick Garner for the story and screenplay, and Neil Cuthbert for screenplay. It was starring Bette Midler as Winifred Sanderson, Sarah Jessica as Sarah Sanderson, Kathy Najimy as Mary Sanderson, Omri Katz as Max Dennison, Sean Murray as Thackeray Binks, Thora Birch as Denny Dennison, and Amanda Shepard. It was published July 16, 1993. It was rated 6.8 out of 10 with a 33% Rotten Tomatoes. The main critic was Rotten Tomatoes. Some of the awards Hocus Pocus has won was the Academy Award for Best Production, Saturn Award for Best Director, Academy Award for Best Makeup and Hairstyle, Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, and Academy Award for Best Costume Design. Box office total sales was 395 million USD. The total amount of money was 39 million, when the production budget was only 28 million. Number 3, Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat is about 5 stories in one movie. The first story is a couple blows out a jack-o'-lantern before midnight. Number 2, some teens take a prank too far. Number 3, a college virgin finally meets a guy right for her. And number 4, a hermit is visited by a special person. Trick or Treat was directed by Michael Daugherty. It was also written by Michael Daugherty. It was starring Dylan Baker as Stephen, Rochelle Atz as Mariah, Anna Paquin as Laurie, and Brian Cox as Mr. Creek. It was published December 9th, 2007, and it has 84% Rotten Tomatoes and a 6.8 out of 10 rated by IMDb. Some of the critics were Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, and many more. Some awards were the Fangoria Chainsaw Award, Fright Meter Award, Golden Shamotes Award, International Film Music Critics Award, and many more. No box office sales, but domestic DVD sales were 6,357,780, and domestic Blu-ray sales were 6,483,879. Number 2, The Nightmare Before Christmas. The Nightmare Before Christmas is about Jack Skellington, who gets bored with the normal Halloween every year, so he decides and tries to mix it up by stealing Santa Claus. While trying to, he runs into some problems. The Nightmare Before Christmas was directed by Henry Sleep. The writers were Tim Burton for the story and characters, Michael McDowell for the adaptation, and Caroline Thompson for the screenplay. It's starring Danny Elfman as the singing voice of Jack Skellington, Chris Sarandon for the Jack Skellington voice, Catherine O'Hare for Sally, William Hickey for Evil Scientist, Glenn Shudix for the Mayor, Paul Rubens for Locke, and Ken Page for Oogie Boogie. It was published in 1993. The reviews were 3.5 out of 4 by Roger Elder, 5 out of 5 for Common Sense Media, and 95% Rotten Tomatoes. Some critics were Rotten Tomatoes, Common Sense Media, Roger Elder, Matrix, Rolling Stone, and many more. Some awards were the Annie Award for the Best Individual Achievement for Artistic Excellence in the field of animation, and along with many more. The box office total sales were 76.2 million USD copies. And number 1, Halloween. Halloween is about, at the very beginning, the police get a call that a 15-year-old Judith Myers has been stabbed to death by her 6-year-old little brother, Michael, being taken to an asylum, then escaping on the night of Halloween. At the age of 21, he is out on a massive killing spree. It was directed by John Carpenter. The writers were John Carpenter for screenplay and Deborah Hill for screenplay. It was starring Donald Pleasence as Loomis, Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie, and Tony Moran as Michael Myers. It was published October 27, 1978, and the reviews were 96% Rotten Tomatoes, 7 out of 10 IMDb, and 4 out of 4 for the Roger Elber. 90% liked this movie. Some critics were the New York Times, Common Sense Media, and many more. Some awards: the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films, USA, Chicago International Film Festival, Los Angeles Film Critics Association Awards, along with many more. The box office total sales were 47 million and doesn't say box office count. From a budget of $300,000, it went for $47 million in the US box office. In conclusion, those are the top 5 Halloween movies in ranking. I hope you enjoyed my video, and see you next time. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit the subscribe. Peace out, home slices.